If you asked me 4 years ago what camera I would end up reaching for more than any other, I probably wouldn't have guessed a 90s plastic point and shoot, but here we are. This is the Minolta Riva Zoom 140X. It was released back in 1995, right in that golden era when camera companies were squeezing every piece of tech they could into compact bodies. I've been shooting with this specific camera for about 3 or 4 years now, and despite having other options, it's still my absolute go-to. Now, to understand why I love it so much, you have to understand a bit about Minolta itself. Minolta went on to create some of the most iconic cameras ever made, even partnering with Leica at one point to share technology and designs. That's a big part of why these lenses are so good. You get a bit of that German quality in a Japanese package. Some people say the name comes from a Japanese phrase meaning ripening rice field, which is this beautiful image of growth and fruitfulness. Others say it's an acronym. Either way, it's a name that's become legendary. The main reason is simple. It's lightweight enough that I can throw it in a jacket pocket or a bag without thinking twice. And for a fully automatic point and shoot, it gives you a few features that most cameras in this category completely ignore. First off, it has a built-in double exposure mode. Finding multiple exposure features on a point and shoot is pretty rare, and having it right there at the press of a button makes double exposure photography on film much more easier. The second thing I love and use all the time is how it handles long exposures. Since everything on this camera is automated, you wouldn't expect much night control. But if you screw it onto a tripod, switch on the self-timer and hit the shutter, the internal meter takes over and lets the shutter stay open for several seconds. The lens is a 38 to 140mm zoom, which is incredibly versatile. At 38mm, the wide-angle maximum aperture opens up to f3.5, and that's noticeably faster and brighter than almost any other compact zoom from this era, which usually starts around f4.5 or f5.6. That extra light at 38mm means you get cleaner, sharper frames when shooting handheld in twilight or overcast weather. And when you zoom all the way out to 140mm, you get a massive zoom range that lets you compress backgrounds and isolate details across the scene. Now, is it perfect? Not quite. Because it relies on mid-90s passive autofocus, it occasionally misses the mark or focuses on the background instead of what I intended. But honestly, I don't care. In fact, when I look back, some of my all-time favorite photos were captured on this exact piece of plastic. If you're looking for a film camera that doesn't weigh you down, lets you play around with creative double exposures and handles long night exposures without any fuss, this is the camera for you. It's proved itself to me over the last 4 years, and it's definitely not leaving my bag anytime soon.